welcome. This is my inaugural video for YouTube. What I'd like to do in this video is to introduce myself and my channel, EnlightenUp. So who am I and what's the point of this channel? My name is Joshua Nash and I'm a licensed professional counselor supervisor. I've been counseling professionally for just over 8.5 years now. For longer than that, quite a bit longer than that, I have been a seeker of truth and understanding, which all sounds high and mighty, but really what it comes down to is I'm trying to figure out what it means to be human. As a professional counselor, I see folks every day that are struggling with those same issues. And I realized that I can only reach a certain amount of people in my daily practice. And I decided it wouldn't take much effort to put my phone up and grab this microphone and talk to y'all and see if I could help more than just a few people a week. The desire for me to do this stems from a constant looking into what it means to be everything that is human. So maybe some of you remember this really silly 80s commercial for Reese's peanut butter cups. In it, two people are walking down the street and one person's carrying chocolate and the other person's carrying peanut butter, and they bump into each other. The person with the chocolate exclaims, "You got peanut butter in my chocolate." And the other person says, "You got chocolate in my peanut butter." And thus was born an amazing candy. Now my point is that that's what I'm wanting to do with psychology and spirituality. From my perspective, there's not enough psychology and spirituality and not enough spirituality and psychology. And so that's what I'd like to do with these videos, is to bridge the gap between the psychological and the spiritual. It seems as though Western psychology tends to ignore or dismiss the higher end spiritual stuff. Likewise, it seems like a lot of the esoteric practices of spirituality seem to ignore the personal aspects of psychology. What I've learned is that to be fully human, we must learn to bridge the gap between those two and have them exist fully in us at the same time. What I'd also like to do is make, of course, this video as interactive as possible. There are a lot of YouTube channels out there that are just educational, and I want to be a little bit more than that. What I'd like to do is have you as the audience ask and suggest and direct where these videos go. I've got lots of content in mind and lots of things that I'd like to cover, but I do not at all want to just give information from my own head. What I'd like to do is hear what it is that you'd like to discover, what it is you'd like explained, and I want to help you with that. So as my role as counselor, what I've learned that I'm really doing here is translating. And what I mean by that is that so often people do not understand the thoughts that they're thinking, the emotions they're feeling, or the behaviors they're doing. And we really get stuck in not knowing why and how we do what we do. As translator, what I'm working on is helping people understand their internal sensations, their emotions, the thoughts that they have about this world. Where we struggle the most is in relationship. And I want to really focus on that in these videos. Now, when you hear relationship, very often what you think of is a romantic relationship, friends, and maybe even family. But I want to highlight the fact that it is our relationship to ourselves that is key to this whole thing. Because the cliche is true, if you can't love yourself, you can't love others. So what I want to do is help people translate all the information that's out there in the psychological, in counseling, and spiritual camps into a cohesive, explanatory whole, if that makes any sense, and help y'all in a practical way to get past your limitations and become that which you aren't. There's one other thing I'd like to address, and that's trust. What I've learned as a counselor, and a lot of studies back this up, is that trust is a leading impactor of change in a relationship. Now what they don't say is what you can do with trust, because trust in and of itself doesn't affect change. What it does is it allows for a space that is curious, open, and kind. Now I can create that with someone right in front of me, but that's the thing. I'm not your counselor and you're not right in front of me. You're just an audience. Towards that end, what I encourage you to do is practice this stuff that I mentioned. Because like I say to my clients, and I say it often, the only difference between you and me is that I practice what I preach. Now, that does not mean I'm perfect, and it doesn't mean I do it all the time. But what it does mean is that I learn from my mistakes. And that's a big thing to recognize, is I am giving you kind of a post-it note for all the stuff that I've experienced. I've learned, and very often the hard way. So what I'm hoping is that this process will be a little bit easier for you, having learned from my mistakes. But that requires your dedication and your patience. I wish you the best. So that's my video in brief. Please look forward to more videos coming pretty soon. I appreciate your attention, and I very much encourage you to, in the comments below, ask questions of a professional counselor, ask questions of a fellow seeker, and let's see if we can figure some stuff out. Take care.